Imagine you're the parent of a child with a disability. You've just been given access to funding through the NDIS. But because you live in a regional area of Australia, you have to wait up to 18 months for access to an occupational or speech therapist. For millions of people across Australia, this is their reality. They don't have to imagine. With nowhere to turn, children are falling behind in school, becoming less integrated in society, and are ultimately being set up to lead less fulfilled lives. As a mum of a child who has received speech therapy, I understand that if one of your kids needs to see a professional, the last thing you want to do is wait. And that's why, in 2018, I co-founded Umbo, a social enterprise helping people in the bush with access to speech and occupational therapy online, cutting wait times down from 18 months to as little as 1 week.
Chances are you know someone in your life who needs speech or occupational therapy. The number of people who need it in Australia is over 2 million. And yet, for every week that a child has to wait to receive therapy, their chances of improving diminish. It's really simple. Children just cannot afford to wait.
There's still a significant waiting list in Dubbo, and the outlying areas are worse than us. But in Dubbo, even if there is a service that's working at the moment, the wait list there can be up to 12 months. Often the children, we've got them for maybe 2 years at most. So by the time they leave us, they often haven't had service at all. So they can often get to school before they've had service with speech.
Let's pause here for a moment. A child is now school age and has yet to be seen by a professional for their communication difficulty. They're likely to find it difficult to participate in the classroom, form friendship circles, and they're really likely to be socially isolated. Well, what kind of a future is this for a child? The NDIS was set up to provide wider access to disability services. But the system is broken when, on average, people can only use 57% of their budget for services like speech and occupational therapy across Australia. In places like Northern South Australia, they can only use 25% of their funding on average. Why is all this funding wasted? There are just not enough therapists. In Leeton, New South Wales, there are almost 600 people who need speech or occupational therapy, but not one single therapist. This is where Umbo comes in. Our research is showing that for families in the bush, the timeliness of the service is the most important thing. 18 months of wait times are completely unacceptable. That's why we're building a state-of-the-art online platform where, in just a few clicks, families can easily find the therapists they're looking for, anywhere, anytime. This can cut wait times by up to 98%, eliminate travel time, and allow clinicians to work from home. So far, we've reduced wait times and delivered quality service for over 200 families. We know that the method works. But this is where we need your help to help us to reach even more families. So you might be thinking, well, all of this sounds a little bit niche, but with a target market of 2 million people and over 25,000 therapists, we're talking about a $22 billion market.
For those of us who need a bit more flexible working arrangement due to family or, in my case, disability, it gives us the option to continue in our profession and not lose our professional skills beyond what we're at a time when we may otherwise need to retire or leave the field and choose a different field. So it keeps the professional knowledge within the field rather than losing it because we don't have the flexible work arrangements that are otherwise needed.
Our software solution will connect more therapists like Jess with more kids in the bush. As a social enterprise, we've been generating profit for just over 2.5 years, using existing off-the-shelf technology to gain traction and putting ourselves in a position to create something grounded in the actual experience of users. With our platform, we will charge clinicians a monthly subscription fee for access to clients, a platform which is child-friendly, and one which removes pain points around the NDIS. With 7 partners referring to us, we're building strong connections across Australia, and with your help, we can build more.
Training therapy practices is also a big part of what we do. So far, we've trained over 800 clinicians in online therapy through webinars, training packages and consultations. Our goal is to support other therapists who are already servicing rural communities. These providers are all future users of our platform. We want to build on the great work that's already being done in the sector so that we can collectively reach the over 2 million people who require speech and occupational therapy.
Developing our own software will help us scale better, onboard clinicians cheaper, and get families access to vital therapy faster. We're raising $500,000 to develop a scalable, fit-for-purpose platform, one that works for families and therapists alike. Help Umbo reach more kids in the bush and city so they can get access to vital health services, because no family deserves to wait for urgent healthcare.